There's a promise attached to every path. And I think one of the hardest parts about God opening your eyes is realizing life is actually a lot less random than people think. You can see where roads lead. You can see what certain mindsets produce, what certain habits produce, what certain relationships produce. And honestly, there's a kind of grief that comes with that. Because sometimes it's people you love. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's people you prayed for. Sometimes it's people actively warring against you. And you can see exactly where that road leads if they don't turn around. The Bible talks a lot about paths, crooked paths, wide paths, narrow paths, paths of righteousness, the path that leads to life, the path that leads to destruction. And what God has really been showing me lately is that every path already has a promise attached to it. That's why this life is not as confusing as people make it. If you want to know where a road leads, just look at the fruit growing on the people walking it. Pride has a path, because if you can never humble yourself, eventually you lose the very relationships your pride was trying to protect. Bitterness has a path. It starts as pain, but if you keep feeding it, eventually it changes the way you love, the way you trust, the way you see people, until your whole life starts reflecting the very thing that hurt you. Anger has a path too, because when you dwell in anger long enough, you start making decisions from it, speaking from it, reacting from it, and eventually your life starts producing more of the chaos you were trying to escape. Lust has a path, temporary pleasure, but slowly losing your ability to experience real intimacy, real peace, real connection. Envy has a path, constant comparison, never satisfied, never able to enjoy what God already gave you. Chaos has a path too. Some people become so familiar with dysfunction, they unconsciously recreate it everywhere they go. And scripture already told us where those roads end. Pride comes before destruction. The wage of sin is death. There's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, it leads to death. And what's humbling is, I'm not speaking from a place of superiority. I've been blind before too. I've walked roads that were slowly destroying me, and I just couldn't see it yet. But when God starts pulling back the veil from your eyes, you start realizing paths have momentum. What you repeatedly walk in eventually starts walking in you. And honestly, one of the hardest things I've been learning lately is how to carry grief and surrender at the same time. Because once God opens your eyes, you can't unsee where the roads lead anymore. And sometimes when you're walking with God, it actually feels like you're the one losing. The narrow path can feel lonely, slower, like nothing's happening, like everybody else is getting away with everything, like manipulation is winning, like darkness is winning, like dysfunction is winning. But let me remind you of something. Paths have promises attached to them, and people do not escape the fruit of the road that they keep walking. The person operating in bitterness, there's fruit attached to that. The person operating in pride, there's fruit attached to that. The person constantly sowing chaos, there's fruit attached to that one too. But there's also fruit attached to obedience. Obedience has a path. At first, it can feel costly, lonely, like you're sacrificing things everybody else gets to enjoy. But over time, peace starts growing there. Wisdom has a path too. And wisdom changes the way you move, the way you choose people, the way you respond, the way you build your life. Eventually, wisdom starts protecting you from the very cycles that once almost destroyed you. Integrity has a path. And sometimes, integrity will cost you temporary opportunities, but it produces trust, stability, a clean conscience, a life that can actually stand when pressure comes. Humility has a path too, because when you stay teachable, God can actually lead you somewhere. Healing has a path. Forgiveness has a path. Discipline has a path. And the beautiful thing about walking with God is eventually your life starts reflecting the fruit of the Spirit more than the wounds you came from. You start responding different, thinking different, building different, loving different. And slowly, the garden of your life starts changing. That's why scripture says your word is a lamp unto my feet. Because when God starts illuminating your path, you stop choosing based on temporary emotions. You stop choosing based on what feels good in the moment. You start choosing based on destinations. And if you've been feeling lately like your obedience isn't producing anything, if you've been feeling overlooked, isolated, weary, misunderstood, like you're losing small battles. I just hopped on here to tell you, don't confuse a slow season with a losing season. Fruit grows slowly. Roots grow deep before fruit ever appears. And just because the promise hasn't fully bloomed yet, does not mean the path stopped working. One day the fruit will tell the truth about every road, every hidden thing, every seed, every choice, every path. So stay on the road that leads to life, even if it feels lonely while you're walking it.